Hello and welcome back to Frog Boy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and I decided we were going to go ahead and talk about the Peggies tonight because clearly they don't buy games. AAA bangers is where PlayStation 5 is where AAA bangers go to die. That's where they go to die. 720p, we're not buying that. We're definitely not going to buy that game. It's 720p. Man, dude, Digital Foundry killed another freaking game before it could even get its feet under it. What's up, Usher Chan? How's it going, man? Here's the thing, man. Here's the absolute honest truth. I don't think these PlayStation fanboys buy games anymore. Like I don't. They all sit there and talk about how they're all excited to have it there. 3 million copies. Let this sink in for a minute. Then and that's after a week. After a week of being out. I believe that Final Fantasy 15 sold through 5 million copies its first day. Its first day. And that was on multi-platform. It was on PC, Xbox, everything. And you're trying to tell me that the Ponies couldn't meet that demand for that game? That's pretty disappointing. To me personally, I wonder how Square Enix is feeling about their little shady deals that they do with PlayStation now. You got to understand, man, when Jim Ryan went to him with the virtuous cycle nonsense, he said, yeah, we're going to sell a lot of PlayStation 5s. And I think Square Enix really bought into that. I love Square Enix. I love what they do, man. I like Square Enix games. I've never had a problem with them. You know, the first part of this generation was a little bit shaky. We were getting them fuzzy games at first, but ever since I bought a 1440p monitor, man, I don't have a problem with like fuzzy games anymore, guys. I think the bad word of mouth came out over the 720p performance mode. Yeah. So I gave a copy of Final Fantasy 16 to my friend at work. He's somebody that refuses to buy JRPG games. Like he just doesn't do it. It took me like 3 years, almost 3 years now, just to get him to buy Ghost of Tsushima and start playing that. And he does like that one, but he said it's getting a bit too much. But I gave him that, and he got to the big lizard and quit. And I was like, really, dude? You're not even gonna play? He's like, no, I'm not gonna play anymore. I was like, dude, you got to play a little more. You got to play a little more. And I'm like, and his thing was is he's complaining about like the awful well, he says it's awful for him, like the motion blur. I didn't really have a problem with that. Hey, what's up, Desmond? How you doing, man? Kenneth, well, welcome back. Cruel Wraith, what's up, my friend? To be honest, I had doubts from the start it was going to do that great because the major Final Fantasy fans were like they did not like this game. See, here's the thing, man. Like I love the fact that it went action RPG. I do. I really do love that. What's up, Captain Thrust? I do love that. I do love that to date. If this game is supposed to be like a God of War type game, it destroyed God of War Ragnarok for me. Literally destroyed it. I like Final Fantasy 16 far more than I did God of War Ragnarok. I did not sit here for 4 freaking days playing God of War Ragnarok. It was like a day, like a little bit over a day. And I was like bored half the time. And with I literally sat here all day Saturday and Sunday playing Final Fantasy 16. Like I just couldn't stop playing it. Like I couldn't get enough of it. It was very, very good. Ponies, ponies play their games on YouTube. That's the thing, man. These Peggies are over there sitting there. They're all celebrating. Like, yeah, man. I'm like, you idiots don't even understand what you're talking about. Had that game come out on Xbox and PC at the same time, yeah, Series S couldn't even run it. I'm like, dude, the Series S has a stronger CPU than the PlayStation 5. It could run it, albeit at 720p, maybe 1080p at 30 frames per second. It would still be an experience worth playing, even on the Series S. The nonsense that these dummies say all the time about like Xbox don't buy games. Dude, how can you say Xbox don't buy games when you guys don't even support these third-party deals that cost Sony and Square Enix a ton of money to make? Like, dude, I am seriously starting to worry about Square Enix, guys. they make a lot of there's a lot of games that Square Enix makes that I really enjoy, and I'm starting to worry about them. Like I am. I am genuinely worried about what the future holds for Square Enix, bro. Like I am. You got them always talking about these NFTs and all of this stuff. And man, I grew up with Square Enix games. I grew up with Ubisoft games. I grew up with Activision. I grew up with all of these games. They're a part of my life. They're something that I've enjoyed since as far back as I can remember. And I am genuinely worried when I see these games come out and they blow me away. And then I make and everybody's so caught up in this gosh dang stupid console war that they would rather see people suffer and not be able to play a game just so they can have it die on their system, dude. That is so freaking selfish, man. Like another freaking franchise is probably going to die on the PlayStation 5. Currently halfway through, Final Fantasy 11 it so far. Combat really opens up. Oh yeah, exactly. Once you get at least the three icons, yeah, it does. By the time you get in there, Captain Thrust, you'll be switching, dude. Your fingers are going to be going so fast, switching through all of them. I had it mapped out to where I would do like my three powerful moves, and I would cycle through those, and then I would cycle back through the other ones. Yeah, you remember me from where? Square Enix kind of went wokey when, yeah, they did. They started going a little wonky with that, bro. They're Square Enix, man, like, dude, I'm really worried about Square Enix. Like, I am. I am. They sold off like Crystal Dynamics and all of them said, hey, they're not making money. I'm like, what are you guys talking about, man? Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I don't know if these little ponies on Twitter understand, but if they're saying that like Tomb Raiders aren't making good money, and they're selling, like 3 million copies, or they're saying that like Forspoken was freaking cool, man. The only reason people didn't buy that was because of the 720p, man. 45 frames a second to 720p. That's the only reason people didn't buy that game. They decided that, oh man, we're not gonna we're gonna demand better. Demand better all you want, ponies, because that's what you're gonna get on your PlayStation 5, bro. 864p. It's not 8K, it's 864p. 8K is short for 864p. 3 million. It isn't. It isn't, dude. When Final Fantasy 15 out the gate day one sold 5 million copies, and there are over 10 million copies sold through now, 3 million copies is not a good start. Not a good start. Final Fantasy X sold about the same. Yeah, back in the PlayStation 2 days when it was, yeah. I didn't buy Forspoken. Yeah, all right. Well, when you get a PS5, you should play it. Forspoken, man, is like a better quality. Um, I would say Forspoken is really close to a Ubisoft game, and I love Ubisoft open world games. So that's fine, man. Like I don't have a problem with that at all. Not even a little bit. Like I don't have a problem with that. I like them open world games. I like to explore. I like to explore. What you need to see is longevity. Yeah, you're right. Longevity is always something that. So here's the thing, man. A video game when they first come out, like that first couple of weeks is like their big push. That's where they get like, hey Bryson, how's it going? That's where they really get most of their that's where they really get like most of their like their income. That's where they try to make back a lot of that. Like that first couple of weeks is very critical to the game's overall success. And if people aren't receiving it well and they're waiting on that, it's it's usually not good. It's usually not good, man. Yeah, $210 million is definitely more than the budget that they. I mean, maybe I don't know, man. They've been working on that for a very long time. Hey, Frog, the case of the Canada Forest fires, Sony's PS5. There was somebody that had like a fire or whatever, and they ran out the house with their PS5, bro. They were showing that on Twitter today. I saw on YouTube Final Fantasy 16 causes your PlayStation 5 to catch fire, sometimes burn down a person's house on YouTube. It's crazy. Um, dude, my PS5 never shut off or overheated or anything like that, man. And I played it for dude, I played it for like 13 hours that on Saturday. 13 hours straight. Played Final Fantasy 16, bro. I mean, if it was gonna overheat, it would have definitely done it through that session. So which combat did you enjoy more? Final Fantasy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Captain Thrust. I definitely enjoyed Forspoken combat more because I like that fast-paced running around and stuff like that. So I did enjoy Forspoken combat more, but I 100%. I would say I would say I slightly enjoy Forspoken combat more than Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is very very deep, but so is Forspoken. Both of those games have very deep combat. Sometimes I like Nintendo's. Nintendo. Nintendi, yeah. Sometimes I'm a Nintendi. No issue. Sometimes I'm a Nintendi. It just depends on my Nintendi day. 3 million on 30 million. Base is more than most multiplats do. Well, I don't know, man. See, that's the thing. Like people trying to defend this, bro. But Final Fantasy 15 out the gate, 5 million copies, man. Day one. I don't know if it's worth defending, man. Like I don't know if it's worth defending PlayStation fanboys. No, dude, they obviously don't care about the PlayStation 5 or the ecosystem. It it shut down the studio, so I'm assuming it's a full exclusive now. It's on PC as well. I don't know, man. I feel like the PlayStation fanboys are letting these games die, bro. I feel like they're letting these games die, man. I don't know why. I don't know what the whole negativity thing against Square Enix is all of the sudden. But I mean like you had Shill Up come out and say he didn't like Final Fantasy 16. Why? What was wrong with Final Fantasy 16, guys? What was wrong? I mean, like seriously, what is wrong with Final Fantasy 16, man? Like I played through that whole game. I didn't have any bugs, any glitches, didn't have any problem with it. The combat was engaging, the story was super engaging. There was maybe one time in there where I was like, "Oh man, do I really have to walk up and down this hall doing some mid, doing these side quests for mid or whatever?" And I was like for the most part like I was 100% engaged in that game. Wrong with Final Fantasy. I don't. The cutscenes are not the problem. If Square Enix to bolster Xbox Game Pass, I think that would have been a good deal. A little too many cutscenes. Sheems. A minute of gameplay for every 30 minutes of cutscenes. Um, but that's a Sony thing. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 was a multiplat. It sure was. Sounds like it sounds like by not having it sounds like by not having that game come out on day one on other console on other platforms, that cost Square Enix a lot of money. That cost Square Enix a lot of money because you got to think about it. Yes, PlayStation fanboys bought 3 million copies within a week, but all platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC bought, wait for it, 5 million copies in one day. So one day, man, whatever the PlayStation fanboys bought on day one, plus whatever the freaking PC and Xbox guys bought on day one, could have been 5 million. Could have been 5 million freaking sales for Square Enix. But no, they decided to, yeah, we'll just wait for the money to trickle in from the PlayStation fanboys. And I'm like, no, dude, they said 720p. Digital Foundry said 720p. It's not gonna happen. Abort, 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 put it on everything, put it on everything now. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Square Enix, man. And unless it was Square Enix coming out and being like, look, man, PlayStation 5 is weak. It couldn't even handle our game, bro. They wanted this as an exclusive, and now it makes the PlayStation 5 look bad, look weaker than it already does. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I get that a lot of the hardcore Final Fantasy players are not liking this. Like, I get that, bro. Like, I do understand that. But I'm telling them that, like, look, guys, times are changing. Times are changing. Square Enix needs to make more money because you hardcore Final Fantasy fans just aren't buying these games. So they have to make them so that everybody can play them. 80% of sales are digital. That's literally no point in using. No, that Square Enix put these numbers out themselves, Cabbage. They have sold 3 million copies in 6 days. 3 million. And it's like they're proud of that. I'm like, "You're proud of that?" I thought, like, how many copies have Forspoken sell? Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Glass. I think that AMD is helping them. Um, I'm actually thinking about buying that 7900 XTX next month. I want to try to have that 7900 XTX before that game launches. God, I know. Call of Duty's coming to your servers for free. That's so bad, dude. The FTC, man, they're dumb, dude. I mean, seriously, the richest government in the world, and that's the best they can do. Final Fantasy 16 will be successful. Everyone knows that, but it may not have the biggest sales ever for the franchise, which is what the hype was suggesting. The reviews are mixed too. I gave it a 10, dude. I thought it was a 10. I loved it. I thought it was incredible. Thought it was great. I thought it was my favorite Final Fantasy to date is that one. And a lot of it does have to go with the action combat. I did give it a 10 out of 10. The honeymoon phase is strong with that game. I've actually already started a second playthrough. I've already started a second playthrough on that. Just goes to show you how bad the law is in the UK. You don't even get a trial here for people, Dan. Just block anything they want. Independent. Oh, I know, huh? I think once the judge rules on this Xbox thing tomorrow, bro, I think the CMA is going to cave pretty quick after. I think they're going to cave pretty quickly. Because from my understanding, from the stuff that I've been reading, man, it doesn't seem like it's going in the FTC's direction, bro. Like this judge would have to be corrupt for this to go to the FTC. 720p is not bad, J Gaming. 720p is not bad. Neither is 30 frames per second. It's stable. How's my VR doing? Well, it's still sitting there. I should probably dust it off here soon. I actually was playing a little bit of that Final Fantasy 16 in the headset. It looks pretty good. If you put it on your headset, if you put on your headset and play it, then you get a 1080p screen. So it looks pretty good in there. It actually looks pretty sharp, pretty good. Still never seen hype for a video game on the level of Final Fantasy 7. Um I think that was a turn of a generation. Going from 6 to 7 was pretty significant visual upgrade. Judge will decide after Independence Day weekend, huh? Oh yeah. 7 hype was on the same level as Cyberpunk, Half-Life 2, Spider, Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Modern Warfare 2. I don't know, man. I feel like the PlayStation fanboys are failing PlayStation's virtuous cycle. They're destroying that virtuous cycle. Square Enix is probably on the phone with Jimmy right now. Hey, virtuous cycle. Remember? Remember you said virtuous cycle? And the only one that's getting any money out of this is you. You're the only one that's winning right now, PlayStation. Nobody else is winning. Like, we're all going out of business and you're getting your exclusive content. What about us? Don't worry about it. The virtual cycle will come back along and pick you guys up too. Shouldn't hurry up and get those NFTs going, man. We'll get them sold on the PlayStation. And then PlayStation will come out and be like, yeah, we're not going to let NFTs on there. Woo, PlayStation's killing the freaking PlayStation is killing AAA gaming, guys. It is. Didn't come to PC day one. Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh, Xbox and PlayStation. That's right, huh? I don't know. The reason why I said PC is because I own it on PC. I bought a copy on PC so I could do that video for Forspoken. I did buy it on here, didn't I buy it? Yeah, Final Fantasy Windows Edition. Oh, I see. Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy. I like Final Fantasy. Achilles Legends, bro, or Achilles Legends Untold is coming to console soon. That's gonna be an awesome game for you guys. If you like Diablo, you're probably gonna like that too. Could you imagine if Square Enix hadn't built Final Fantasy 16 with the power of the PS5 in mind? We got 720p. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's a full. I mean, like, there's no way to blame Xbox for Final Fantasy 16. Like, you can't blame Xbox. PlayStation fanboys have only got themselves to blame. And that's the funny thing. I think Final Fantasy 7's all right. Remake Rebirth, I'm going to play that next year when it comes out, but I think it's all right, but I definitely like Final Fantasy 16 better. We believe in generations. Judge Steve Harvey will let Xbox win if Phil Spencer shaved his head. Oh, I like Final Fantasy 16 combat way better. I like Final Fantasy 7 combat, but I like 16's way better. Oh, do you think Starfield will be woke? Probably. Yeah, I think everything's going to be woke going forward, man. At least until everybody starts speaking with their wallets or whatever, until they Bud Light them. Till they Bud Light them. Overwatch could be exclusive. Oh, what's up, Pella? Let's join some jam. Change my name on everything. Why? Why do you keep changing? Well, I have gay romance options. There's 4 crew and 2 dudes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it will. It will. Everything's going woke, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything's going woke. Everything you're gonna have to get Bud Light to play everything. There's a speaker Microsoft has. The Series S is holding back the PS5 again. Gosh dang it. 720p. Gosh dang you, Series. It's like every time it's almost like every time a game comes out at 720p on the PS5, it's like somebody stubbed their toe on the Xbox Series S. Oh man. Dr. Bailey had been the best and most important witness. I think so. I think I don't know, man. If I was a betting man, I would say Xbox is going to get full custody. I would say Xbox is going to get full custody of Call of Duty. Whether that's good or bad, that's going to be up to the future. Google guy did well for Microsoft, even though he was an FTC witness. Oh yeah, all of them did. The FTC, man, they picked the wrong battle. I just made my VR game. It sucks so bad. Oh man. VR games are very, very, very. Matt Booty's email about implying the possibility to spin Sony out of business may have cost Microsoft the ABK deal. No, I don't think so. Because I mean, theoretically, they could outspend. They could, but with them willing to put Call of Duty and everything on all consoles, I think the judge is going to walk away from this thinking that, yeah, dude, it's kind of out of necessity. And then if Microsoft owns them, at least PlayStation can't try to withhold Call of Duty from Xbox in the future. Started to glitch, so I have to try doing the multiplayer. Yeah. Guys, if if you look at something, Quest 2 is getting an update right now that's increasing the clock speeds for the CPU and GPU. Why can't Xbox do that? And people can change. Phil under oath said he would give them ABK games. Yep. Matt Booty more now. I thought he was a wimp, but I was wrong. I know, Matt Booty. Yeah, I finished Jedi Survivor. Final Fantasy 16 was a better game. Final Fantasy 16 was a better game. I like Jedi Survivor, but I think Final Fantasy 16, guys, like I'm still on the honeymoon phase with that game. I really, really liked it. I really, really liked it. Walk like a woman or a man in Starfield. Yeah. Thinking of selling my PSVR 2 to buy something that will play Starfield over 30 frames per second. I know. There's nothing FTT is saying that makes me concerned they can win the injunction. FTC have a better argument if Microsoft was buying Nintendo. Yeah. Marlon's losing his mind. Oh, I see. My game of the year so far. I don't know, man. I've played so many games. I'm gonna have to sit down at the end of the year, like I do every year, and like really, really think that through because I have played a lot of good games. Resident Evil 4. I've played a lot. I've played a lot of them. Xbox can the chip if they wanted, but they won't risk the red ring and death scenario. I bet PS5 start to brick and mass over the next 14 months. Proper coding source is not present. My frames. I like my frames. I have side quests and there's tons of shooting games. Yeah. I'm hoping my 3070 Ti laptop will run Starfield at locked 60, 1440p. Ooh, maybe. Marlon was beating his desk yesterday. Why? What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy? It's going crazy about the ABK deal. All the ponies are realizing the gravity of this deal now. It's hitting home. Well, yeah. PlayStation was using it to, yeah. Especially after Activision was pushing their weight around, like making Xbox pay more just to develop for Series S. Yeah, man, buying them out. I think the main issue with the new PS5 models overheating has to do with the liquid metal cooling solution Sony decided to use. Maybe that's a possibility. My birthday is in 22 days. Nice. Well, happy birthday. So everything I hear, the FTC downplaying. Oh yeah, the FC. They're downplaying the Switch, but I heard something that's like they're going to downplay the Switch when the Xbox Series S is the same price as that. But then they're going to also not let the PC if the PC enters that market, bro. Yeah, whatever. I think it is all the same market. It's just as easy to buy a PC as it is. I mean, like literally, you could buy a PC and you already have an Xbox. Like you already have Xbox games. I think they should have used that. They should have been like they should have tried to bring PC into that as much as they possibly could. Be like, yeah, man, we have an Xbox store on PC that you can get right in there, and your games and your saves and everything. It's just like having a see my library. Ooh, I got Starfield in there. I pre-ordered it on the Xbox and I got it on the PC. Oh, dude, I've got 82 games, huh? 82 of them bad boys. That's a lot of games. I think Like a Dragon was already it finally showed up on here. Mhm. I have a list of all compatible games between all platforms. No, 82 on my PC. Games that are play anywhere. Games that are play anywhere. So you recommend FF16? I never really got it. Yeah, I do. I do. I do, Tony. It's Final Fantasy 16 is awesome. It's better than God of War Ragnarok. It's way better than God of War Ragnarok. I haven't tried BattleBit. No, I probably never will. RPG combat for Yakuza. It's going to be another 5 years before Sony has another Spider-Man. RTL. Oh, you. Yeah. Game Pass or Play Anywhere games. Yeah, get in there. Like all your play any every game you buy, like a lot of games you buy on Xbox, bro, or Play Anywhere. Like you can get a pretty good amount of games. How many would play on my PC? Stalker 2 is probably, I don't know. Mhm. I would assume not anytime soon. I haven't bought a new game since Ragnarok. It does look better for sure. I was going to get Hogwarts, but I'm leaning towards ah, is Hogwarts on sale? I don't know. I I didn't finish Hogwarts. I was I should have just finished playing that on the Xbox, but then I started playing it on the PC too. I don't know. Maybe once I upgrade, if I upgrade my graphics card next month, maybe I will try it again. Because I'm thinking about upgrading my graphics card next month. And I made a video for you guys. I made a video. I made a video because I am really considering that 7900 XTX, man. I'm really thinking about it, man. I'm really trying to put the numbers together and see if I can get it next month. Trying to put the numbers together because I don't want to have to finance it. I'd rather just buy it outright. Yeah, it's what was it like $1,100, but I still haven't decided if I'm going to get the XT or the XTX, or if I'm just going to get a 3080 if or 4080. Because I was thinking about just getting like a off Amazon, buying like a 2 8 pin to a 12 pin to see if that would work. I would go with Final Fantasy 16. Then, if you never got into Harry Potter world, I would just go with Final Fantasy 16. I think you'll have more of a like a whoa experience if you go with Final Fantasy 16 because the story hits pretty hard. Like it was a good story. Matches the power of the Series X for about $1,000. Yeah, definitely a better value to get a PC if you want. Yeah. I think you could literally build a PC with more power than both of these consoles and still get a comparable experience on a PC for the same price as buying both of these consoles. PC gaming is for guys who hide out in their rooms. Yeah, you're right. I hide out in my room. I'm antisocial, they say. Final Fantasy 6. Why didn't you be I just it's well, I've got 16 hours on Hogwarts Legacy on Xbox, and then I bought another copy on PC, and I was trying to play through them both. I was still kind of on a high from Forspoken because I beat it on PC and PS5. So I was trying to see if I could do that with Hogwarts Legacy as well. But then more games started coming out faster. Like Forspoken, I had like a lot of free time for that. Stop e-begging, get a real job. Come on, dude. I need the money. I need the money. Oh yeah, I forgot to pass the collection can around. Let me get it out. Gosh, you guys. Let me get the collection. Oh, okay. Start donating. Come on. Come on. I'm e-begging. Can we get to 55 subs tonight? You guys are rotten, dude. Quit calling me an e-beggar, dude. I'm not an e-beggar. And I have a real job. I only e-beg on Friday and Saturday. I'm an e-beggar. What's up, TR man? Saying deal won't go through. Oh, Saltiest is saying the deal won't go through. Oh boy, I don't know if I would like to be as wrong as those PlayStation fanboys are all the time. Yeah, it was Tony. It was definitely a game I could not stop playing. But let me tell you, I did get free code for that game, so that could bias my opinion in one way. No, dude, Final Fantasy 16 was freaking awesome, dude. I couldn't put it down. I literally played through the whole game and I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Must have the power. A room, a 65-inch TV. Why do Xbox fanboys care if the deal goes through? I don't know. I don't know. I don't so they can wag their finger back at the PlayStation fanboys. Oh yeah, Call of Duty. We have Call of Duty. I'm like, whatever, dude. PlayStation still gets Call of Duty. Square Enix, nice job. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Yeah, man. Square Enix has been pretty good to this channel lately. I think they were I think they liked my coverage of Forspoken, man. Because they ended up giving me a code for the PC on that one. I only had to buy one copy. I was gonna buy both, but they gave me a copy for that one. So I was like, nice, man. I wish I could put out the same type of content I did for Forspoken, but with Final Fantasy 16, because of the because of getting that code, I have to wait until the 29th before I can start putting out before I can just put out whatever content I want. They wanted me to wait like a week or so until the 29th. Oh, tomorrow. So yeah, I guess I could start putting out content like that tomorrow. They wanted me to hold back on what kind of stuff I talk about and what kind of stuff I put out. So I've been trying to not, you know, anger anger them, by being like by spoiling the game for anybody. I don't want to spoil the game for anybody, but after the 29th, I'm free to do whatever I want with that. I'm free to cover it however I want. I don't have to follow any rules anymore. And that's the only thing they didn't say. They didn't tell me, "Oh, you got to chill for our game." They didn't tell me I have to like it or anything like that. They just said, "Please don't spoil the game for anybody else till after the 29th. Then you can spoil it for whoever you want to." So I was like, "All right, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'll put out my review and I'll try to not put any content in there. But after tomorrow, then I can start putting out after tomorrow, then I can start putting out more content further into the game because for that first 5 hours or so of Final Fantasy 16, well, maybe 6 hours, maybe 5, 6 hours. It is pretty story heavy. Like it is very story heavy. And you'll be like going through the motions and like and it's kind of okay because like most games you'll start playing them and then and then by the time the end of the game comes, they'll just start throwing all this different stuff at you like really fast. I think Final Fantasy 16 was super balanced. Was super balanced. I didn't feel overwhelmed at all. I feel like I had more than enough time to learn the new move sets that I was getting. I had more than enough time to start to by the time I got done with the game, playing it on, the action mode or whatever, by the time I finished the game, I didn't feel super underpowered and I didn't feel really overpowered, but it still felt, a little bit sweaty. Like it was definitely a little bit sweaty, but like when you fight a boss in Final Fantasy 16, if you spend a whole bunch of time and you get them down real far, when you and you die and you come back, their health bar is still some most like it will grow a little bit back, but not all of it. So you still and you get all your healing stuff back. So I feel like it felt pretty balanced, but it can get kind of sweaty, dude. Like you'll like toward the end of the game, I was dying more than I was dying throughout the rest of the game. But I mean, I'm fairly decent when it comes to action games, and that's the thing, man. Like I wanted the challenge in Final Fantasy 16. Like I wanted that challenge. That's why I played it like that. I mean, I think it was pretty good. I think the easy mode might be I think the easy mode, I don't know. I didn't play the easy mode on that one. That's the first I sometimes I'll drop it to the easy mode so I can get through a game, but I was like, no, I'm doing this one. I'm getting through this bad baby. I'm struggling with gaming after Diablo 4, such a full Diablo 4 and Final Fantasy 16 and Forspoken are probably when it comes to like you can't necessarily say new IP, but when it comes to like new games, those three like really stand out to me. But when it comes to like all the games that I've played, oh my gosh, man, I've played so many games. But I would say for me, the ones that were the most worth the $70 price tag were Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, and freaking and and Forspoken. Those are the ones that I felt were worth the money. Only 3 million copies? Yeah, that's what they said after 6 days, 3 million copies. $75 Final Fantasy 16 just sold 3 million in less than a week. Oh yeah, I mean, seeing as Final Fantasy 15 sold through 5 million copies in one day, yeah, that does seem a little bit weak, man. I really am starting to dude, I'm really starting to worry about Square Enix. I am, and I love Square Enix, man. I've The only time I've ever complained about a Square Enix game was like the beginning of this generation, man. Like when we were getting or like what was that one? Oh, Final Fantasy Origins, bro. Like I was irritated about the fuzziness of that game. And then the poor visual quality when it came to Series S. And then Star Ocean, man. Star Ocean. Yeah, I do kind of feel like Final Fantasy is starting to go out of favor. I do. I kind of feel like they are starting to go out of favor, but I feel like if the people that liked Devil May Cry or like Castlevania, I think those people would really enjoy Final Fantasy 16. Not Star Ocean 2, the one that they just put out. Star Ocean gosh, what was that? Star Ocean, the newest one that came out. Bigger Yeah, the new one's good. Like, I do like it. I wasn't feeling it at first, but I don't like any of the other games you mentioned. To me, Final Fantasy 16 is kind of like is like, wow, dude, I wish that Square Enix would make Castlevania. I wish Creative Business Unit 3 would make a new Castlevania because the way they built these castles in this game, dude, freaking incredible. There's a lot there. I love medieval stuff. So when I was playing through Final Fantasy 16, I was really enjoying this game. Struggling since Final Fantasy X, really? Yeah, you're right. Final Fantasy X is kind of when I walked away. I walked away from Final Fantasy at Final Fantasy X. I played about halfway through that. I walked away from it and didn't come back to it until Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 is when I came back to Final Fantasy. Squaresoft became Square Enix. Yeah, I'm not supporting Final Fantasy because they don't like to put their games on my favorite platform. Yeah, the most after Forspoken, which I know you liked, but it did impact trust. I think it was kind of going downhill a little bit before that, man. I think that I think that these consoles are weak, and when they actually start using the power of these consoles, or when they start developing for these consoles, and we're starting to see stuff like 864p at 40 frames a second, I think we're all starting to understand, and we're starting to see that like it should. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be blaming, you know, Square Enix for not being able to deliver that, because these games look good, man. Forspoken looked great. So did Final Fantasy 16. So did freaking Jedi Survivor. All of these games look great, but they all have got that freaking sub 1080p stigma. The sub 1080p from software became the modern Squaresoft. It's just Japanese action RPGs. Yeah, remake. I haven't beat that one yet. Don't really like the characters. Oh yes, Final Fantasy 16 way more mature, man. Final Fantasy 7, dude. That's probably my biggest complaint with that game is the angsty teen freaking like yeah, dude. I don't really care for that either. Sony is the one making bad decisions, not support PC day one. Yeah, you're right. Would have been 1080p, 45 frames a second on Series X instead, 720p. And it would have ran better because better VRR. It's exclusive. Sony knows how to make PS5 users feel prestigious. Microsoft, how do they feel prestigious, bro? Come on, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. Yeah, you guys are top class because you're getting as soon as that game drops on PC, bro, dude, it's gonna be incredible. It's gonna have high resolution, it's gonna have high frame rates, it's gonna look amazing on a freaking on a high quality PC, bro. And PlayStation 5 guys are still gonna be sitting there with their 720p, bro. What are you talking about, prestigious, dude? Like taking games from other but everybody else, from driving AAA once great AAA freaking companies into the freaking ground to move a PlayStation 5 that's weak? Come on, man. Come on. If it wasn't for this 1440p monitor, bro, I would be seriously I would be I'd be broken, dude. I'd be broken. I did. I have Valkyrie Elysium. I do. I actually live streamed a bunch of that for you guys. I should have bought that on PC though. I should have bought that on PC, but I bought it on PS5. It's not stigma and Forspoken. The gameplay alone would be fun, but the story was corny and stupid, and you know it. Within 10 minutes of Forspoken, you had general idea of where it was going. I mean, maybe you did, but I'll be playing. I have the ability to play on my PC too, man. Yeah, and it will be 30 frames per second. And it's a huge game, bro. Like, what about God of War, man? Like God of War is a little tiny game, man, a little tiny fella compared to freaking exactly, man. The story of Forspoken starts off a little bit slow for sure. It does get better toward the end. I liked it. It wasn't completely boring and pointless. Just that first, just until you leave Sepal the second time. Once you leave Sepal the second time, like it starts to get better. I just think it's funny how they talk about 30 frames per second when the PlayStation 5 is over there freaking like overheating to play a game at 30 frames per second. Like, come on, man. Come on. Making you feel prestigious. Like, whatever, dude. Whatever. If it wasn't for this 1440p monitor, man, I would have been I probably would still be banging on about the PS5 every single day, dude. This 1440p monitor saved gaming for me. Like it really did. I don't ever have like a resolution issue anymore, and it just feels fine. Yeah, dude, that ending of Forspoken was freaking awesome. It was awesome. Dude, by the time that game was done, dude, I thought Frey was freaking so awesome, man. I really like her character. I like her character more than I like Aloy now. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Not arguing, just stating facts. PC users will have a better experience with Starfield. You're right. You're right, man. Well, maybe maybe it'll be optimized for PC. They're already like cutting out all the what is it? Like Nvidia, like it's not gonna have DLSS or XeSS, it's just gonna have AMD's FSR, whatever. AMD's FSR. I mean, it seriously got me really considering buying that 7900 XTX. Aren't what people think they are, never have been. About power, it's always been PC. I want a dollar every time a pony tells me they have a big gaming PC. Sometimes they will even say they're going to pirate Microsoft games. Why would they do that? Yeah, you're right, N Spades. She was in that Resident Evil, bro. She was in that Resident Evil one. The like weird spin-off of Resident Evil they did. I thought she was all right. Really, the thing that matters, Frog, NVIDIA cards can use FSR2. Yeah, I know. I know they can use it. I don't know, man. I got a bad taste in my mouth for NVIDIA right now. I do. I'm like, man, I've already spent $6,000 on NVIDIA. What? I mean, is it really going to be a bad thing if I spend $1,000 on AMD? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it will be. So I'm going to try to get one next month. Well, here in a few days. Yeah, because NVIDIA made it that way, or AMD made it that way. Whether you buy the game for PC, Xbox, or use Game Pass, you are in the Xbox ecosystem. Don't laugh at me, Onyx. No, AMD didn't make it that way. AMD made it so that you could use FSR on all the cards. I remember him saying that. There's a lot of games coming out in the second half, man. Can't wait for Alan Wake 2. I think, oh man, I don't know. Hey, my PC friends, can I buy a 2 8-pin dongle to a 12-pin so that I can get a 4080 if I wanted? I seen some over there on the Amazon. So I was just wondering what you guys think about that. Is that a dumb idea? Still selling PS4 Slims. You know, if I have to spend $4,000 on a PC, I might as well make it five and buy that AMD card just for the heck of it. Yeah, they made FSR to be used on all cards, but AMD can't use DLSS. Yeah, I know that. Why the name calling? No need to be jealous of PC gamers. Just save up a little bit and you can play Starfield at 60 FPS too. Yes, I can do that. No, I'm thinking about it, dude. If I can do that with a 4090, I don't know if I could do that with a 4090 though, but a 4080 I probably could. Because it'll void my warranty, won't it? I know, FSR, man, is really not. The only reason I'm buying a 7900 XTX is so that I don't have to use any of that. I don't want to have to use any of that fakeness. I just want to see what real native resolution's like. I mean, DLSS does kind of make it look better than native, but at the same time, I don't really care, man. As long as the games look good on a 1440p monitor, which they usually always do, I don't really care. FSR, yeah, I know. That's why that's why I'll just run them native. I'll just run them native. I won't need an upgrade for years. Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. If I just buy that card, then why sabotage the game's visuals? Yeah. You know what? C5, I've actually like tried FSR a few times now. Especially on Jedi Survivor when I was playing that, I turned on the FSR and it gosh, dude, it's such a fuzzy mess. So fuzzy, I'm gonna die. And if you don't care about upscaling or ray tracing, you can brute force your way through anything, even native 4K without DLSS. Still like NVIDIA personally. Well, don't get me wrong, I like NVIDIA too, but I just kind of feel like why not try AMD? What's the best looking checkerboard PlayStation exclusive? God of War. God of War is the best checkerboarder. Top cards are great. Seriously, no reason to pull DSS out of. Yeah, you're right. There's no reason to, but why? They're not trying to sell more DLSS cards, bro. They're trying to sell some AMD ones. I get it. Yo, 1440p. Poor 4090 owners. Just, I know. Why try AMD? Why date that fat chick? Um, because sometimes they give better helmet, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing Cyberpunk. Why would you enjoy the same game more if you played it on PC? Prestigious with cutscenes and less gameplay. Oh man. All right, my friends. Well, I am out for tonight. They try harder to win you. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why we give them a chance. Instead of just going with these freaking needy bitches that need more money all the time. They're like, come on, man, we gave you fake frame rate. We need another $1,000, $1,500, bro. I'm like, no, I'm gonna try Barb. I'm gonna try Barbara. She looks like she'd be happy with a hamburger and fries, bro. First AMD card, pleasantly surprised with it. Remember, Xbox is number one. I have the world's smallest violin for NVIDIA fanatics. Yeah, me too. Woo. All right, my friends. I will see you guys. See you guys later. Yep, AMD needs love too, man. Can't we all just get along? No, probably not. I don't know. I tried to, but the Sony fanboys, man, they like to ruin gaming, and then PlayStation's trying to destroy AAA gaming. Xbox is trying to save it. PlayStation's trying to get rid of it. All right, my friends. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow.